Hey guys, welcome to NRL Fantasy 3 weeks left edition, round 25. There's three
Mm.
weeks left.
Yeah, I mean, both excited, I guess, but also I will miss fantasy for a while, but it's been a long season, been a
Yeah, we,
very long season.
we got to switch over to Big Bash Fantasy or something after. Hit up Big Bash Super Coach.
We'll see.
Um,
We'll see. Yeah, so round 24 ended up with a 10.31 average score, which obviously I think got boosted a lot by the end by a certain Mr. Scotty.
oh,
Who unfortunately
pain,
only one of us have.
pain.
But we both sort of did score around that, so it's not wasn't the worst week, but wasn't the best week either.
Yeah, I don't know what numbers you're looking at. I think I got in the low 900s.
Oh,
It
really?
hurts, but I expect it to happen. I guess I'm just unlucky. But we move forward. There's still ranks to be made, and we still have a couple trades above the top 1,000. And let's
Yeah.
get straight into some buy hold sells. Hopefully, we can push up. Oh shit! Hopefully, we can push up into the top. I want to push top 3K. You can probably go a bit better than that. Do you think Reece Walsh is the man to help you get there?
Definitely. I mean, look at those scores since round 14. You got a 45 and a 28, and then it's all above 50. And we know we know how well he can score without Reynolds when he gets the goal kicking as well. And up against Newcastle this week, which I might be out of that game, it could be a bit of a bloodbath. So I obviously don't think he'll get 94 again, but I think 60 to 70 is easily on the cards this week. And it's very tempting for me.
Yeah, I was actually very close to jumping onto him last week, and I probably should have because I screwed my looping up. Um, and regardless, his schedule's looking really good. He'll be versing Melbourne, who I think we're both pretty confident will end up resting their players. He has goal kicking. He's going to be kicking a bit more. I think the only thing worth considering is I think it's meant to be raining pretty heavily all weekends, which generally isn't that much of an impact. But when there's 3 weeks left, you know, there's a good chance that the remainder of his games might be impacted by wet, and that might
Mm.
impact his score negatively. But I still think he's a very good option. He's still a bit of a pod. I'm actually surprised how low his ownership is. And he's someone I'm considering as well.
Yeah, I think for me, actually, we'll go through that later. Um, then yeah, Sammy Walker. I think it's more of a, I think it's kind of more up your alley, right? Of someone that you might be interested in.
Yeah, I think just looking for pods, I think he has the potential to score really high. I think the Roosters as of late have been making a very big push these last couple weeks. They've got a couple of upsets behind them, a bit of confidence. And I like their schedule as well. I think Melbourne, although Melbourne won't be that in the last round, I guess they're still struggling a bit without Jerome Hughes. I don't know. I feel like the ceiling is really, really high for him here, especially, he can go in and kick goals by itself like he did in 23 and just completely elevate his base well beyond a lot of other halves. I'm expecting a lot of tries from the Roosters in the coming weeks, and I think he's going to be a main contributor to that. Um, but I guess, like you mentioned earlier, there's a lot of halves on our team right now. I don't think it's that big of an issue. I think we're all pretty sorted in terms of position wise for the rest of the year. It's just about finding those right pods.
Yeah, definitely. I guess that's the weird thing with like comparing him to someone like Walsh. They're very similar in price. Walker obviously has the better base with the kicking as well, but I think Walsh plays a bit more upside. So yeah, kind of a tough pick between those two. And they're both kind of similar draws in a sense where they both play two bottom eight sides in Melbourne. So
Yeah.
very, very similar.
I do have a couple people ahead of Sam Walker in terms of buys, and let's see. I think yes, this is the man. I was considering him last week as well, and he ended up doing, I think, okay. I think it was, let me just see here, 48, which is all right on 53 minutes. He's come back from injury. He had 4 weeks off. I think I'm expecting more minutes from this week, and I'm expecting that to translate with his really good PPM for the year, sitting at around one, I believe, 0.87. I think now's a good time to hop on him still. We've got 3 weeks remaining. 541K makes him an easy option for me to get to, and probably a lot of people even trading out maybe some of our, lower scoring. loop intentional or cash out options that we have, particularly with some trades as of late. You know, Herbie going down, and then Raiders as well. I think a lot of people pivoting off them. I also saw that you're interested in Tino as well, possibly.
Yeah, definitely. I think just well, obviously owning Connor Watson isn't the most fun at the moment. So looking for something a bit more stable than that. It's worth pointing out like that. So his score on the weekend that was with the HIA as well. So actually not too sure what his minutes look like at the moment. And so potentially he gets back to like 65, 70 minutes already. And we know what he can score in those sorts of games. So I think I think for me, I'm still going to wait. This kind of he happens with Watson. I mean, I don't know if Watson has some sort of injury going on or what's going on there, but definitely a Watson to Walsh or Watson to Tino, just for the pure scoring is very tempting this week.
Yeah. And I think maybe some people might be concerned that, you know, he's on one of the lower. Actually, I think they're coming last at the moment. Maybe the output's not going to be there, the minutes, but I just am confident in Tino. I think he wants to be out there as much as he can, regardless of them coming last. And I think that'll translate well into points. I think also I'm also placing a lot of emphasis on, you know, the incoming rain and weather, and I think mids tend to fare pretty well considering those conditions. Maybe that's a bit of a bias. I don't actually have some stats off the top to back that, but I think he's a safe option for the last 3 weeks on the run home. Um, yeah, and I'm locking him in, I think, as my trade for this week, and I might be doing a couple more, but he's my number one buy.
Yeah, I mean, it's put to say as well. Like the Tigers obviously don't want to finish last, so I say they actually probably be trying to win games these last few rounds to not get the wooden spoon. So also
100%.
worth considering as well.
And Keon Koloamatangi, he is everyone got rid of him because of his injury. He's come back. I guess similar narrative. The only main issue with him, I guess, is he has the buy. I think it's a big move that you can make, especially with his low ownership in terms of pod value. He's proven this year that in the prop role he performs and he gets you points. He had a good stretch there where he had multiple 80s in a row. And looking at the bench we were inspecting earlier, he looks like he's set for a big stint. I guess coming off injury, don't know how reliable that is, but you know these are the things I guess you need to consider this late into the year. Big moves like jumping on Colo or not.
Yeah, I guess the problem is I reckon for most people's sides now, you probably can't get to them without selling like a Yo or who else has been out recently? I don't know, but
Or you,
not everyone has like the money to kind of spend up to get someone like this. So that's probably the only limiting factor where with players like Walsh and Tino, obviously like they're very accessible with anyone. You know, Garrick, Ford, who's out now, Watson, those kind of guys. But I think actually like from my side though, obviously bringing him in this week, I can then use him as a loop next week as well, which actually is quite valuable. So it's
yeah.
definitely something I'm considering, but I have to move on Yo to get him in. I don't know if I'll do that yet.
Speaking about Yo, do you think he's a sell if he remains on the reserves this week? Because I believe he will be.
Staying on the reserves.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why you'd put him in the reserves if you don't intend to play him personally, but I think at this point now that we've held on for probably two more weeks than we should have, and so I just think like you sell him now, and then he plays around 27, and Cleary gets arrested. You can't just like waste a trade there, and you're still down a Panthers player. So kind of want to just hold on now.
Yeah. I think
Again, for me, yep, you go.
I just think they're going to get rested the last week of the round. So I think if he misses this week, he misses 2 out of 3 of the remaining games. I think it makes sense to move him on.
Yeah, I mean they are fifth now, and they're not actually guaranteed to get top four at all. So I think he's going to play, and I think that they're going to want him to get some minutes into him before finals because he hasn't played a lot of footy since since the end of the Origin period. So I don't know, I kind of just think like if you've held on for this long, which I don't know how many people actually have, I think it's around 2% when I last checked.
It's still pretty high.
Yeah, 50%. So yeah, I just think like if you've held him for this long, you probably only have like one or two trades left for most teams. Like, you can use that one trade to sell someone who might still play around 27. I don't know. I don't know if that's really a good choice or not.
Yeah, I think also just the low scores as of late aren't very inspiring. Um, I don't know. Something I'm thinking about, and I'm sure a lot of people are, and I guess I'm pitching for one side, you're pitching for the other. I think at the end of the day, it also comes down to how many trades you have left. I think if you don't have many trades left, you're just going to hold on to him. If you have a couple, I think you have the luxury to look to move him on, possibly.
I mean, I think Watson's probably more of a trade than him though. So
Yeah, that's fair. This is someone you wanted to talk about, but I guess I like him possibly as a buy in a couple weeks' time. That being next week.
a
Um,
couple weeks time.
yeah, yeah, next week, and you want him this week possibly as a loop.
Yeah, because yeah, I mean, I think again, I'd have to sell Yo to get to him. So maybe if Yo, actually, when does he play? He plays on. Oh, sorry, of course, doesn't play, of course. So if Yo doesn't make, if Yo's out of the team again, it's definitely something I might consider just to loop to get the extra points in this week, and then, well, again against Newcastle next week after that, that's another game where they could score like 50 points on them. So he's definitely, he's been playing well. He's playing well. He's in good form. Last like 6, 7 weeks or so. But I just don't know if I want to get another half in my team. That's the only problem.
Yeah, I think he's someone I'll consider closer to the day, but I think it's smart to be considering loops. I think, it could be the difference between having a really good week or a really bad one. Just do it right. Don't do what I
Mm.
did last week, which I'm sure we'll see in a sec as to how I fucked it up. But let's kick off with the trade review for your team.
Yeah, so actually, I'm reaching two trades last week. I think I had Hosking to do it was pretty much confirmed, and then yeah, last minute went from a Talon Silver to Benny Hunt. I actually felt like pretty good trade in this. I think you did the same thing, didn't you? Or
Yeah, I had the
what
exact
team that's
same.
in?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So like that part of it actually went pretty well, but then the actual team itself. I mean, obviously, I say that. Obviously, I did beat you, but 10-10 in the end. Just annoyingly, Captain May played Watson, so left must have about 60, 70 points out there, which is obviously frustrating at this time of the year. Stayed in my exact same rank, moved to nothing. So that's obviously fine, but again, it feels like my whole year's kind of been just like, so close to being great, but just
Yeah.
being good.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we actually might do a bit of a year review after the season's done, and we look back at some of our choices and that sort of thing,
Oh,
especially when it comes to captaincy. But
there's some shockers in there.
um, yeah, for sure. But yeah, obviously, yeah. I mean, anything. I think around like 6, 7 weeks ago, I said top 4K, I'd be happy, and obviously at this point now, I'm already there. So top 3K, I'll be absolutely loving it. And then yeah, for this week, it's probably no trades because I am still big on like the fact that you hold trades for the last 2 weeks. Having three would be huge and it potentially gain ranks purely by injury and luck, right? So I probably don't trade, but at the same time, Watson is just playing awful. So I don't know if I want to stick with him. But yeah, probably Tino or Walsh. But I'll probably decide that based on the weather and how things are going. Because yeah, right now I've also got no lips at all. So I mean, still pretty strong bench, right? Like Fogarty, Hunt, Druki, and Wishart uh, should all score pretty well, right?
Yeah.
But
Your team's looking
you
a
just
lot better than mine, man. Yeah. Wishart was a very
can't
nice.
get. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I'm worried about Kira Isaac playing Melbourne as well, so that's something to consider. But that's the thing, looking at that, like it makes kind of actually make sense to trade this week, all right? Because like my team's pretty strong, but then at the same time though, we wanted to get some better in, so that's a tough choice there.
Yeah. Oh well, you're suffering from success, I guess. A bit unlike me. I had what's that? About 50 points less than you. Most of that issue, in my opinion, came from me screwing up Oelu's looping. It didn't register in my mind that Yo was playing first, so I couldn't move Humphreys up, so I missed 30 points there. I still would have fallen below 1,000, even though I did get my captaincy a little bit better. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I think I should have jumped on Wishart a couple weeks ago, which I didn't, and I have fallen below 5,000, which is unfortunate. But I think I'm set to possibly push back up to hopefully 3K. Similar to you, I did these two trades, which I'm happy with. Fogarty and Tarpany out, expecting them both to play in the last, not to play in the last rounds. Um, Hopefully that happens because then it confirms that I made the right decision. And then pretty similar to you, I'm thinking I want to get another player in just to help out with points. I think it makes more sense for me than for you because my bench is a little bit struggling at the moment, and I have the cash to get there from last week's trades. So this is, in my eyes, a bit of a no-brainer, and someone Tino can settle me through for the remaining 3 weeks, leaving me with two trades in case of injury and in case of, the last week if I need to get rid of Cleary or some of my Bulldogs. And
Mm.
my plan based on that is I will be looping in Humphreys because he plays the first game. If he does well, then sweet. I can take Tino or Yo then after that, depending on what happens. And I think if Humphreys has a bad game, I'll move Tino up to where Brayley is, and then I might make a second purchase, that being either Reese or Colo. So yeah, I guess depending how Humphrey goes, which I think he will do well because Latrell's also not playing again, and Humphreys tends to get more points when Latrell's not there. Giving myself a bit of wiggle room for efficiency.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like obviously that I will allude to, sort of similar to that trade a few weeks ago, trading out. Or actually, no, sort of similar to like Hunt to uh what do you say? Yeah, to similar to Hunt trade where obviously you upgrade your bench overall, and so I definitely like that a lot more than a Watson to Tino.
Yeah,
And Albin, obviously, yeah, you had the leave as well, which is pretty huge this week. So yeah, I mean, you're actually probably in a good spot to beat me, to actually beat me this time. So
hopefully, fingers crossed. I think our teams are pretty similar. Captaincy wise, I'll probably put it on Cleary again, but I might think about putting it on Payne Haas or May, maybe.
mm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was on my team, but I'm probably going last this week.
Well,
So
rain wise, or
he has the best 5 game average out of all those three options. Like May's been just a bit stinky recently, and
yeah, 59 and Stinky.
yeah, well,
I think the other
from his heights, from his heights.
I think the other only main concern is Kiraz, like you said. He is playing fullback again, unless I'm mistaken.
No, he's on the wing. Yeah,
He is on the wing. Okay, that's good. I've just noted that I think the Bulldogs tend to lose whenever there is rain. I think every time this year there's been rain, they've lost pretty convincingly. So it might be a bit of a multi in the works there, but also, eyes on Karaz. Maybe Karaz deserves the loop over Humphreys. We'll see.
well, yeah, I definitely think in your team I'd be probably starting Adam Dewey and maybe moving Turbo down and then looping Kiraz.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I might do that. All right.
right,
Interesting.
well, hmm, yeah. Obviously, thanks for anyone who's still watching. So I know everyone's like almost out of trades now, so there's not much value in his videos anymore. But thanks, guys, and hope you have a good week.
How do I end the video?
Like you always do.
I forgot how to end the video. See you guys.